Okay, we gonna try this another time. I don't know if this is the second or third time if you cutting off. So, like I said, I'm learning how to keep this steady. Um, Try to shorten this up as much as possible because I know 20 minutes done already went past. So basically, this is just the opener for the narc trait, the personality. I wouldn't call this quite announcing it because I've already done that. It's just, this is not something that's just going to be a fly by night. Oh, what is it? It's this and this and this, and then we're going to close it out. Um, it's really important to learn the positives, pros, and cons about narcissism. A lot of people, this is a touchy subject. A lot of people don't want to talk about it, or in most cases, a lot of people, like myself, did not know about this and how bad you can be affected by it, and how worse it can get the more you don't know about it. That's the actual, to me, the core of the attack is that you don't know what it is, where it's coming from, and why is it coming to you. I've heard people, I've even said it myself, why me? Why is this bothering me? Most people wouldn't be bothered by this, or, it's not a big deal. We can, this and this, but it's an epidemic. It's like it's everywhere. And we can talk about finances, economics, and the issues at hand, but I think that's the core of why we having those issues, because again, like the meaning says, it doesn't show interest in other people. That disorder does not care about how you feel. With that being said, I believe you're supposed to care about other people's feelings, no matter how right you think you are. And that's what a narc doesn't do. There isn't no matter what, know how long it takes. Either you're going to do it now or you're nothing. And that's how a narc makes you feel. And if that is you, holla at a sister. Now, I did a little research on it. It's overt narcissist versus covert narcissist personality. So I took a look at that. I'll read a little bit of that off of there. Let's see where I was at. I was on Google. So let's go to Google. As I typed in, what is the meaning of narcissism? And the first thing that popped up, well, two things popped up that I would like to elaborate on in future shows for this particular season 4, is the difference between overt and covert narcissistic personality disorder. And two, which the first one I just mentioned is on selfgrowth.com. And then the other one is on Psychology Today blog, 7 Signs of a Covert Introvert Narcissist. Wow. You're probably thinking, like I was thinking, how in the world did you find out about this? Well, like I said, I was looking, at the word selfishness and being selfish. And, when you're really trying to change your life and really involved in personal development, you start looking at certain things differently. Like at one point, I didn't think I was selfish. I thought whatever efforts that I put, I thought that was good enough. And to me, it was good. But to others, it wasn't, maybe. The results are not always satisfying to everybody because it satisfies you. I learned that. You may be selfish and not know it. You may be standoffish and not know it. You may be, too talkative on one hand, but on another hand, you're not talkative enough. You're not engaging enough. So people don't really think that they can go too far with you or tell you because they don't think you're listening to them. Like I mentioned earlier in that small clip that I just sent, and I don't know why it keeps cutting off. But anyway, um, so I clicked on this first one, the difference between overt and versus covert personality disorder. And one of the things, and it says it is a tweet, so it reads, overt narcissism is the most obvious of narcissistic personality disorders. The overt narcissistic personality is arrogant, boastful, and demanding. This narcissistic personality is often an exhibitionist and can be offended if not fed energy and attention, or as a result of receiving criticism or slights, real or imagined. The overt narcissist has rage very close to the surface and can when not getting his or her own way. Overt narcissistic personality disorder manifests as grandiose behavior, the demanding of specialized treatment, having to be known as the most valuable player, the most successful of a particular field, the most intelligent, or the most enthusiastically attractive, I'll say, that this narcissist personality needs to be recognized for his or her special abilities and uniqueness, believing he or she is superior to others. The overt narcissist personality is highly exploitive and ruthless in the quest for power and control. This individual has the potential to be a public figure and secure power, money, and material desires, but always at the expense of others. Many an overt narcissistic personality may secure success and will concoct credentials and achievements in order to gain recognition that has never been earned. Both the overt and covert narcissist has deep feelings of unworthiness. The overt narcissist will openly intimidate, diminish, and slander others because of deep jealousy and insecurities, and has high level of distrust, believing other people treat him or her with the same contempt. The covert narcissist is the shy narcissist, but no less dangerous and painful to become involved with. The covert narcissist personality, like the overt narcissistic personality, has deep feelings of unworthiness and shame. The covert narcissist, however, lacks the manufactured confidence to present a grandiose false self to the world, so retreats to his inner world to live out his or her pathological fantasies, and so on. So, make a long story short, which is a lot of paragraphs here, I'm going to sum it up to this point here. It's important to understand that individuals with narcissistic personality disorder may be a mixture of the hot and cold types and may fit the description of both types of narcissistic personality categories. And they are narcissistic tendencies and narcissistic personality disorder traits. So there you have it. There's overt and covert. And I know a lot of people are like, what's an overt and covert? Well, a little bit is explained in reading books on personality. And the best book that I will recommend is Personality Plus. It's the fun side of personality, and it explains to you as an individual what category in the personality traits that you fit in. That doesn't necessarily mean that you operate in those traits. We more so as people, if we want to be honest or not, operate mostly in the weaknesses of our personality traits. And one of the things that I liked about reading that book, it gave me a self-assessment test. And if you listen to the show I had called Plus Your Personality 1 and 2, I give you a brief description on how I took the test and what the results were. And it gives you certain words to fit how you feel about yourself when you look at yourself. as far as your personality. Personality has a lot to do with your image, how you look at yourself, how you feel about yourself, how empowered you are for yourself. You know, it's self-examination, basically. So what it took was to me looking at some weaknesses and strengths and work to strengthen the weaknesses. That's one thing that it taught me. They're there, okay. I'm not gonna feel guilty about it anymore. I'm not gonna make myself feel shameful and worthless. And that was not the point of the book. And I'm glad I'm at the growth in my personal development to say, well, I can't take everything that I see as a negative, as an attack. See, we got to know the difference between what is an attack and what is something that's trying to teach us something. And it taught me something about myself. That's the best way I can put it. Because I'm not here to fill any cups here. Everybody's entitled to get their own information. I would recommend that you would look this up on your own and research this on your own, because it could be a very beneficial thing in addition to your life in terms of turning your weaknesses and those traits to strengths instead of harping on what's going wrong all the time. And I know according to my personality, sometimes I take things wrong because I'm in an environment, like I said earlier, where people look skeptical about everything, but still don't make the right decisions all the time. You know, and then to take the pressure off, you're not even supposed to judge yourself because you are the way you are and you're growing in the arena that you're growing in for a reason and for a good purpose. But first, you have to believe that. Right. You have to believe that. And so, with that being said, quote for the day. I'm on Twitter at Orrin Woodward, and he says, winners make every setback a floor to launch higher. Non-winners make every setback a ceiling to launch lower. Hashtag a million green boxes. Super fired up. Now, the next quote and the last quote is by Chris Brady at Rascal Tweet says, most people don't even think to think of their thoughts and how they got that way. That's a lot to think about. All right. And stop wishing for it and start working for it. M Beats Music. Just discovering Google Translate. Been speaking Spanish all day to my patients. LOL. That's awesome. Gordon Treadgold. Inside my empty bottle, I was constructing a lighthouse while all the others were making ships. Charles Simic. Samike, I think. Well, that's the quote for the day. And I'm loving all of that. I'm loving all of that. That's awesome. So catch me at NUCK Boss Lady on Twitter for all those little quotes that I said and previous quotes that I've retweeted. Yeah. So, just to let you know what's coming up, as I close this out, just, don't exaggerate, don't whine, condemn, and complain. Take everything as a lesson first, not the negative. You've been